So I'm going to show my hand behind this glass. And now you can clearly see the image of my hands. And the light coming from my hands is passing through the glass. So glass is allowing all the light coming from my hands to pass through so that we can see it. So all in all, we can say that this glass is a transparent object, because transparent objects would allow all the light coming from something to pass through so that we can clearly see the image of my hand in that case. And let's take this beaker right now, and I'm going to show my hand behind it. Now you can partially see the image of my hand. It's not really clear, but it is a bit weak. And the reason is, this beaker is allowing some light that is coming from my hand to pass through, but not all of the light. So it is allowing partially. It is not allowing entirely. So that's why we can say that this beaker is a translucent object. It is allowing some light to pass through, but not entirely, so that we can see this vague and incomplete picture of my hand behind it. And finally, we will get this mug, or you can even call it cup, and I'm going to show my hand behind it. And you cannot see the image of my hand, like, you know, this part, you cannot see it. And why do you think it is happening? Well, mug, or cup you may say, is not allowing the light coming from my hand to pass through. It is blocking all the light. So in that case, we can say that it is an opaque object. We are experiencing opaqueness. It is not allowing all the light coming from my hands to pass through, so that we cannot see any kind of image of my hand. So that was the definition, that was the demonstration behind all of these three concepts: transparency, translucency, and opaqueness. In the case of this glass, it is allowing all the light that is coming from our flashlight or the flashlight of your phone to pass through, so that we can clearly see this clear image. But in the case of this beaker, it is allowing some light to pass through, but not all of them. It is partially allowing the light that is coming from the flashlight to pass through, so that we can clearly see this faint shadow on the back, as you can see. But finally, in the case of our mug, or a cup, you may say, it is not allowing any kind of light to pass through. It is actually blocking them, so that we will have this dark shadow. Opaqueness, translucency, and transparency in the case of these shadows. So that was the transmission of light. And fun fact, humans are also opaque. They would block the light coming to them. So as you can see, you can also see this dark shadow behind me. So we are opaque. We would not allow the light to pass through. So that was the transmission of light. Always stay tuned for the experiment, and stay tuned for more science.